Hello! So, there's two components to this episode, and it's all going to be focused around motivation and how motivation is a stupid thing to rely on. It works in the short run, but while it's there, you need to treat it as exactly that, like a sprint. Like, your whole transformation is a marathon. But whenever you get the motivational bursts, you need to actually treat that like a sprint and go for your life. But not in terms of emptying your whole bucket and using everything that's in there. But in terms of setting up habits. Doing everything you can to get a schedule, to get a routine. To figure out when you're going to have your training times. Like, there's a rule that I live by with my clients, especially the working mothers or the full-time workers, is to have 2 times in a day that you can block off as training time. So if you are unable to do one of them, you can do the other one of them. Whether you have one that's really early in the morning before work, which is what I usually recommend, because the later that you leave your workouts, the more excuses you can come up to not do them. And not only that, you're going to be tired from a long days of work, tired from decision fatigue, and a lot of the time you're just able to put in a better performance earlier on in the day. And not only that, but the endorphins and the hormones and all the amazing stuff that workouts do will set you up for a positive day, a positive mood, and you'll feel really good throughout your day because you just started the day by giving to yourself. Like, something I do every single day is I started off by giving to myself. I block off as much as I can. Well, I wake up, I do work and client stuff, but I don't give myself in terms of like lots of draining chats. And if I know there's going to be a draining chat, then I will leave it until after I've given to myself. So I wake up, do some admin stuff, do whatever I need to do on the laptop in the morning, read, research, learn stuff, and then I'm off to the gym to give to myself. And after that, I'm a much better person. I'm much more productive, and I just feel so much better throughout the day to get all my work done. And yeah, so have that morning time and make sure you do whatever you can to hit that one. But then if something comes up where life happens and you can't hit that one, then you'll have another time in the day blocked off to do that. And if you actually do the morning one, then that time that you blocked off in the afternoon or whenever it is that you blocked it off is now going to become another time to give to yourself. Whether that's journaling, podcasting, just doing things that fill your cup so that you go to sleep feeling satisfied. Whether it's just like revisiting your day, setting up a schedule or routine for the next day, crossing things off your to-do list and writing other things on your to-do list that you know you need to do. Just getting everything off your mind so you are less cluttered, less clattered, less stressed, less anxious. Because anxiety and stress and all of that shitstormed mindfuckery comes from inaction. And inaction comes from decision fatigue, not knowing what you need to do first, lack of priorities, lack of direction. So having those lists is my main thing when it comes to reducing your anxiety. So every morning I fell out of this habit, and I started getting crazy morning anxiety again. But now I'm back into the habit and I feel so much better in the mornings. And I need to be like, the world's not going to fall apart if you don't do something that you're so inclined to do to get yourself into a more positive space. Like, for example, if I'm so inclined to replying to 100 people in the morning, but I have some important things I need to do, the world isn't going to break down or end because I can't get back to those people in that time. But if I do what I need to do first, I'm going to feel much more accomplished. I'm not going to feel rushed. And I'm going to better be able to give my time to those other people and give a better response, sort of thing. So now what I do is I'm back into my old habit of waking up, writing down the main things that I need to accomplish in the day with my top 3 things at the top. And then I make my food, I make my breakfast, I get myself set up, and I do my morning routine, which is what I said about the laptop. And then I get ready to go to the gym and give to myself before my day starts. And there is coffee included in that. 2 coffees, actually. So, yeah, that's kind of the thing that you want to get into the habit of, and you don't need it to be perfect. Like, there are times where I fall in and out of it, and I can tell the difference between being on my plan and having my morning routine to not having it, because if I don't have that morning routine, I literally lose my head. I'm human too. I feel like I get crazy anxiety if I don't have a routine and if I don't have things written down in order of priorities, because if you don't have it written down, it's all just spaghetti in your head and you lack that sense of focus and direction. So that's my tip for the mornings. And before I go to bed, I do the same thing. I write my to-do list for the next day. And something that I do a majority of the time, but not all of the time, is I list 3 accomplishments I made in the day. I do have a few clients doing this, and they benefit from it when they do put in the work to do it. And that's, they write down their wins for the week. So I get them to make sure that any mini win is a win that they celebrate, a win that they really put emphasis on in order to get that positive feedback loop. Because it's that positive feedback loop that's just going to keep encouraging more small wins and more small steps and small, like, inching towards where you want to be. And all of those things add up. It's like climbing a ladder. You can't start at any other rung except the bottom rung, because you're just not going to be able to reach them. And you need to make sure that you have that focus set in, like, the focus of just taking one rung at a time, one step at a time. And I use the same analogy with stepping stones. Like, there are some times where you may need to take a step back in order to progress forwards more, because you just hit a dead end, or the next block is too far away and you don't have any tools, or you don't have the capability to reach the next step until you go back and then go forward again, if that makes sense. So motivation is fickle. Make sure you use it when you do have it to get those habits in place. For, like, with the clients that I mentioned that are posting into it, like, they have secret groups with me, I get them to post in there every morning their intentions for the day, positive things, and I get them to post every night their wins. And when they do that, whether they feel negative or not, they're into the habit of it, and it's positively reinforcing, hey, I can do something. And in doing that as well, you're recognizing trends. It's bringing awareness to you of your moods when things are bringing you down, especially if you're really honest and open in what they write in the group. And then I have some others that don't do that, but they just post in every single meal and every single drink that they have to keep accountable to themselves in sticking to the meal plan, because then they're less inclined to emotionally eat, because they have to face up to it and they can't live in denial, because everything that goes in their mouth needs to have a photo taken of it. So yeah, and I guess also in knowing that you have to do a certain task and then you feel a certain resistance and then the task doesn't get done, or you've fade off from doing that task, there's the awareness there again to, hey, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. What is my barrier? There's something limiting me. Like, I had another client mention to me, I haven't been posting as regularly as I normally do, because when I get to the weekends, everything starts to fade, my motivation and focus start to fade, and that's when I start to slip off. And to me, that's such a big win. That is such a positive thing that she's recognized this, because now we can get the action steps in place, we can get some focus in place to make sure that that does not happen, and to give her some form of accountability to make sure that something does get done, whether she has to force herself into it and really, really make it sure it happens, set alarms, like, kind of guilt trip herself into doing it, because doing the hard shit is what earns the easy shit. You need to force yourself sometimes in order to reap the rewards. And there are so many times when I've forced myself on numerous occasions, and there are some things that I still struggle with forcing myself to do, but the outcome of it is the reward. Like, for a while, I'm human, hey,
But for a while I struggled to get myself to the grocery shop, so I was just ordering everything online. Now I've imagined it, I've visualized it, I've forced myself to go to the grocery shop, forced myself to get all my stuff, and now not only am I getting extra steps in and extra activity in, but I'm able to have better control over what I buy. I'm saving so much more money because I don't, like, I can actually cross shop, I can see what's on special, I can fill my cart with stuff that's good. Like, if, for example, you get someone else to get your freaking fruit and veggies, what's to say they're going to pick the good shit? That sort of stuff. And I can go between Aldi and Woolies now. I used to go between Aldi, Woolies and Coles and the veg shop, and now I can do that again, except Coles, because Coles is in a different area. But I can still go to Aldi, I can still go to Woolies, and I can still go to the veg shop, because the veg shop and Woolies are close to each other, and Aldi is across the road from either my house or from the gym. So if you can actually see the benefits, highlight the benefits, and truly believe that you can do something and have faith in yourself to continue through, then you will do it. Because, like, I mentioned it so many times before in my old podcasts, if you want to go back and listen to them, but the thing that scared me out of ever joining a gym in the past was I really wanted it so bad that I didn't want to let myself down, and I didn't want to flop out. I'm like, well, if I can't go all in, then what's the whole freaking point? But that's why I started slow. I went twice a week, then 3 times a week, and then I started seeing the results in my body. I started feeling different. My body started just functioning better, and because of that positive reinforcement of, hey, I can feel my muscles, hey, I can see my strength, hey, my body is changing, hey, everything's changing, I have more energy, I'm getting in better relationships with people because I can actually give to them now. I'm not constantly drained, I'm not constantly just wanting to sit in bed all day. I'm feeling more confident within my skin. I actually felt so much more confident getting changed. I felt way more confident going out and putting on clothes. I felt more confident at the beach, and all that stuff just led to better relationships, more relationships, and me just feeling really, really confident within myself, which just led to better decisions in the kitchen, better decisions in my life. I got this amazing lifestyle now, amazing job, amazing everything, and I've learned so much through it. So have faith that you can do something, and if you need assistance, you need help, then get it. If you need someone to push your bum along to start with, get it. Because then once you start to see the changes within yourself and actually give yourself a massive pat on the back for some random guy in the truck next to me just waved at me and smirked at me. I'm sorry, but that really just, wow, that was weird. Maybe because I'm like talking to myself. Well, I'm talking to you guys, but I'm like waving my hand around like a typical wog. So that's kind of funny because I'm literally just waving it around. Like, you know, those people that are just like Italian and they talk like this and then they move their hands around. That's kind of what I'm doing. But, yeah, so have faith that you can do something, because then once you see the results, and give yourself a massive pat on the back, because you're doing something that you told yourself you were going to do. You're sticking to your word. You're keeping your promise. Like, that's the biggest thing you can do for yourself. That is the biggest present you can give to yourself. Actually doing what you told yourself you were going to do. And now you're going to start reaping all the rewards from it. Like, who could ask for anything more? Because then you'll just start applying that everywhere. You'll start going for what you truly deserve and not just settling with what's given to you. Anyway, I hope that helps. Love you all. And yeah.